Welcome to Timeless Truths, where we explore God's Word and uncover its timeless wisdom for today's world. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're joining us. And if you're coming back, welcome home. Here on this channel, I post every Sunday and Wednesday, taking you through the Bible one chapter at a time, making it simple, relatable, and real. In today's episode, we're diving into part 2 of Genesis, the fall and early consequences, which covers chapters 3 through 5. This is where everything shifts. What began in perfection quickly becomes a story of choices, consequences, and the first signs of human brokenness. But even here, there's something powerful and redemptive to uncover. Let's take a closer look. Genesis 3 introduces the first act of disobedience, the moment when Adam and Eve choose their own way over God's. The serpent tempts them, casting doubt on what God has said. Eve eats the fruit. Adam joins her, and suddenly their eyes are opened, but not in the way they expected. Shame enters. Innocence is lost, and when God calls out to them, they hide. That question, "Where are you?" isn't just for Adam and Eve. It echoes through history and lands right here with us. Where are we when it comes to our choices, our obedience, our trust? The consequences are real. They're removed from the garden. Pain enters the world. Work becomes hard. Relationships become strained. But even in this moment of discipline, there's mercy. God covers them with garments. He promises a future where evil will be crushed by the offspring of the woman. That's the first whisper of redemption. In Genesis 4, we see how sin grows. Cain, angry and jealous of his brother Abel, chooses violence. God warns him ahead of time. Sin is crouching at your door, but Cain doesn't listen. He kills his brother and tries to hide it. Again, God doesn't ignore the wrongdoing, but he still protects Cain from being killed in return. Mercy appears again. And Genesis 5 gives us a genealogy, a record of generations. It might seem like a list of names and years, but it's much more. It's a reminder that even in a world now marked by sin and death, life goes on. God's plan continues. People still walk with him, like Enoch, who is said to have walked with God and was taken away without dying. The takeaway from this section is clear. Sin has real consequences, but God's love doesn't disappear. Even when we hide, God comes looking. Every choice matters, but so does every chance of return. God's mercy is present, even in the mess. Let's be honest. We've all had moments where we knew the right thing to do, but chose something else instead. We've all been tempted by something that looked good on the outside, but left us empty or ashamed after fact. That moment of Adam and Eve hiding in the garden? We've all been there. Hiding behind distractions, busyness, pride, or fear. But God still calls out to us. Where are you? Not because he doesn't know, but because he wants us to see ourselves clearly and come back to him. Like Cain, we had times where jealousy, anger, or frustration led us down a path we regret. But God warns us the same way. You must master it. That inner voice, that nudge to pause, to pray, to walk away, that's still God guiding us. And just like in Genesis 5, even when life feels routine or we feel forgotten in the shuffle, God sees every generation. Your life, your legacy, your walk, it matters. Whether you feel like Enoch or not, you can still walk closely with God today, even in a broken world. Now I want to hear from you. How do you deal with temptation when it shows up in your life? Have you ever experienced God's mercy when you least deserve it? What lessons from Genesis 3 to 5 speak to you most? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story and learn from your journey. We're in this together. Thanks again for spending time with me today. If this message gave you something to think about, something to pray over, or something to act on, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with someone who might need a reminder of God's mercy. This is Timeless Truths, and I'll see you again as we step into Genesis Part 3. Until then, remember, even when we fall, God doesn't walk away. He still calls us. He still covers us, and he still offers us a path back. Join me every Sunday and Wednesday for a fresh look at God's Word. See you next time.